Hello, third grade. Today we are checking page 484. You should have already completed number 17 with Professor Berger when you viewed the Math on the Spot video. So if you did not do that already, please make sure to do that right now. Right, let's start with number 15. You should have two answers for number 15. Take a minute, pause the video, and check your answer now. You may jump ahead if you had these answers. Let's take a closer look at how we got 8 games and 2/8. Okay, to start, the first question, how many games were played, can be solved by looking at the bar graph and adding up the totals for each student. So here, Robin has 2 plus Heidi's. So Heidi had 3, so 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7, plus 1 more is 8. If you needed to write those numbers out and add on paper, that is absolutely okay. Your goal is to just get that answer of 8 games. Then, when we focus on the second question, what fraction of the games did Scott win, we need to use this answer, 8 games, when I'm trying to figure that out. So if I look at Scott, he's right here. I see that Scott played and won 2 of his games. So the fraction would be 2 out of 8, 2/8. The answer to number 16 is 6/8. Jump ahead now if you got that. You really needed to be a careful reader when solving number 16. We want to know about the games Robin did not win. We know that Robin won 2 of the games. We don't want to know about those 2 games, though. We want to know about all of the ones that she didn't win. If there were a total of 8 games played, as we figured out in number 15, then we need to subtract the number of games that Robin won to figure out the number of games she did not win. So 8 minus 2 equals 6. That means Robin did not win 6 out of the 8 games. There's our fraction. 6 out of 8 is 6/8. We are skipping number 17 because you should have done that and checked your answer with Professor Berger. Let's move ahead to number 18. The answer to number 18 is actually a question. It is, what fraction of the cubes are white? If you got that, very good job. This was challenging. You may check number 19. When we have questions like number 18 where they're asking you what the question is, these are very challenging because it requires you to kind of think backwards. Okay, so if my answer is 1/6, I want to think about where this 6 and where this 1 came from. So right off the bat, 1, I should see that in the bag there was 1 white cube. So that white cube might have something to do with my question. But what about that 6 in the denominator? Well, I know when I'm working with fractions, fractions are part of a whole. So if that 1 white cube is my part in the numerator, the 6 should be the total number of cubes. If I add 2 plus 3 plus 1, oh my goodness, I get 6. So I know they got 1/6 from looking at the fraction of white cubes. So from there, I need to put this into question form. So the question is, what fraction of the cubes are white? We have the fraction. We're focused on the white cubes. So this question is our answer. Here is the answer to number 19. There were 2 different questions you needed to answer. Please pause the video to check your work right now. If you got both of those answers, look up on the board for your next activity. When answering number 19, you really had to take this step by step. Starting with this question, what fraction of the flowers are yellow or red? Remember what that word or means? When we see the word or, we want to add them both together. That word or was added to our key phrases for our 4 operations. So remember to look up at the front of the room at the 4 operations bulletin board. You can see it right underneath add. So if we look at all of the yellow and red, we see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6, 7, 8 flowers. So that is 5 out of 8. There's our first answer. 5/8 are yellow or red. Then our next step says, what fraction of the flowers are not yellow or red? So we are looking at the purple flowers now because that is the only other color we have that Michaela picked. So we want to know about the purple flowers, not the yellow, not the red. We see 1, 2, 3 purple out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 out of 8, that's our answer right here. 3/8 are not yellow or red. Very good job today. Look up on the board for your next activity.